Okay, it's now time for one of the more debatable characters within the whole show, Dave from Pakuteo Island. This one was requested and suggested by Frosty, who's always in the comments of my Total Drama videos, so thank Frosty for this video idea. So yeah, say hi Frosty. Anyways, what's there to talk about Dave? Well, from what Frosty suggested, whether or not he's a good character to begin with, you know, a good or bad type of thing. Tying in with another Total Drama YouTuber, Ricky, he can't stand Dave, one of his most hated characters within the whole series, and he does really say that. And I do recall a number of people pretty much having the same thoughts about Dave being an awful character, though is he really a bad and awful character? Well, let's find out. Now, trying to sum up what Dave's character is, as best as I can, is to point out is that he's really a mix of Cody and Noah, with his little own thing of being a germaphobe to an extent. And that's really all Dave's character. From the Cody part, trying to get with Sky no matter what it takes and no matter what happens, like with Cody and Gwen, the sarcastic and shut down attitude that they both had, Dave and Noah. With those two things alone, you would think that, how could it be hated? Because, you know, for some reason, this fandom really loves both Noah and Cody a lot. So Dave being disliked almost seems impossible, right? Well, almost, I guess. Not really, no. Because up to a certain point, Dave was actually pretty fine. Yeah, and I'm being honest, I've rewatched most of the episodes of Pakuteo Island, the episodes that he was in, and he was fine. He seems and acts like a normal guy, you know, with his few quirks here and there, you know, not to make him too boring or bland. And his friendship with Sean, and then his so-and-so off relationship with Sky here and there, was pretty good. Sean being an example to a degree on what Sky would want in a guy, and that's what Sean even says to Dave when Dave felt betrayed by Sky for the first time.
Get up and show her you're a champ! You're right. Then get up, dude!
And Dave kind of takes it to heart, and he does try to apply it. And at least to me, this should have at least lasted another entire episode, or at least have one more after that to really sink it in, that he's really trying, and you know, he's getting advice from his friend who is, you know, hitting it off pretty well with Jasmine or so. And as again, Dave does what Sean tells him to do in his own style. But, you know, as I said, there's a certain point where Dave becomes not so great, and it's pretty much after this moment.
Didn't win immunity, but I did beat Sky. This is the perfect time to rub it in a little. Oh yeah, she's gonna fall in love with me right now.
Yep, after that, Dave was just all over the place, really. Especially being rejected by Sky multiple times and being over the top about it. You know, even as he said by the end of the season, he wanted to win for himself, or at least wanted the money just so he could burn it in front of Sky, just because he got rejected by her, even though what she was doing was pretty reasonable on why she wouldn't date him. And it's like, my god, dude, talk about petty. And if anything, if he were honestly smart, he wouldn't worry about Sky too much and just use his fame to get advantage later in life, because, you know, he's practically a celebrity now, because Total Drama in their world is like the #1 reality show that there ever is or so. So, you know, getting revenge on one girl out of 7 billion people on Earth should not be your top priority, Dave. Like, really, all she said was just, no, I don't want to date you right now. And that was pretty much it. Now, one could say that some of it is Sky's fault. Well, maybe you could say that, but she does have her reasons for, you know, not wanting to date Dave, as I said, at the time. She wanted to wait to win, then date Dave. She wanted to focus on winning the challenge, which is honestly pretty smart, because we've seen many and multiple times and examples of, you know, other competitors and contestants pretty much getting voted off, or, you know, having trouble focusing within challenges, all because they've got their significant other, you know, messing with their head, or, you know, always being distracted by them. So Sky did the smart thing of like, okay, can't focus on you, gotta win $1 million, then I'll come for you. That sound great? it sounds perfect, really. Like, you're not only getting the girl, but you're pretty much getting $1 million with it. And I don't know why Dave didn't see that. But there is one other thing I can say, and I feel that there is a third force out there, something I don't see many people bring up when it comes to Dave's character, and that is Chris. I don't know what it is, but Chris just really wanted to bring Dave down as much as possible when it came to humiliation. And it's not like Dave did anything personal towards Chris, say like, you know, what Sierra always did or what Topher always did. No, he just always just like kept bringing Dave down whenever like he just had a bad day or whatever. He just really wanted to reel it in. When he got rejected by Sky the first time, Chris was like, oh yeah, you see that, Dave? She doesn't want you. You suck. She doesn't like you. She doesn't like your personality. That's who you are. And the best part about it is that it was not only in front of a dozen of us people here on this island, but the whole world here. Oh, it's gotta suck to be you, man. And he does it another time with, you know, poking fun at Sky and Dave for Sky being paired up with Dave at the finale. He's like, oh yeah, she didn't really want to be partners with you. It really sucks to be you, Dave. The only reason why Dave found out about Sky's not officially longer boyfriend at the time was pretty much because of Chris taking things to the next level. Like, he was the only reason. He had to show it off to the whole world. It's like, oh yeah, she was just gonna get the money and, you know, not get with you, but just go back to her boyfriend. You know, the boyfriend that she never told you about. Playing with your heart and still had a boyfriend. It really sucks to be you, Dave. And Chris doesn't feel anything after that. He just still pokes fun at it. Like, because Chris takes it up to the next level, Dave pretty much also takes things up to the next level. Which is why I can see why people don't like Dave. And at least for me, it's mostly because of Chris. Well, I shouldn't say mostly, because, you know, he doesn't, you know, mess with them the entire time. But when he gets the chance, he really tries to rail it in on Dave, and I really don't know why. I don't know if it's because he's getting old, or because he spent his time in jail. Or whatever it is, he was just out to get Dave.
I am so, like, confused about what is going on with Dave and Sky. I mean, like, did you, like, hear that? Like?
Now, after all that, like the title says more or less, is Dave a good character or not? Well, I can really say yes and no at the same time, really. Because he did have some not too bad moments before, you know, he got rejected by Sky, which was halfway through the season by that point. So that's half of the season, and that's not too bad, actually. But, you know, after that one confessional, the rejection, Chris just pretty much picking on Dave, you know, he becomes, you can say, rather unenjoyable to watch. So, yeah. That's my thoughts about Dave. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Anyone you want me to talk about, I'll see if I can do them, you know, just like with Frosty did with this video. He's the whole reason why this one exists, so thank Frosty for that if you did want to see a Dave video. So, yeah, Patreon. I don't have a Twitter anymore, so don't worry about that. Gmail, fan art, you all know what to do with that type of stuff. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, have a great night, and everything else you know what to do. Bye.